If you're thinking of studying aerospace engineering, this is the most important video you'll watch. Because nobody actually tells you how the final week looks like until you're living it. 6 exams, 3 major projects, part-time job, and somehow still staying alive. Final weeks isn't just about studying harder, it's about surviving non-stop deadlines, pressure, and doing multiple projects at once. This is my honest experience of my third year of finals, and I really hope it will give you a real-world picture of what you might face. I've started the day with a 2-hour leg workout, since I knew that this is the last one for the next 2 weeks. I felt a little sad. Gym is something I do almost every day. I knew I wouldn't lose much progress in 2 weeks, and even if I did, muscle memory would bring it back fast. But grades, they stay on your transcript forever. It was a matter of priorities, so I had to forget about the gym during the final week.
Now I'm done with the gym, so let me tell you a bit more about finals. So the first week is more like the week of deadlines for the final projects, and I have 3 major final projects. Those are lab for high-speed aerodynamics, then a final project for CFD, and a group project with finite element analysis for aerospace structure and material class. Then for the second week of the finals, I have exams, and in total I have 5 exams, so an exam for each class. I will tell you more in detail about each of the projects as we go further in the video, but now I would like to plan things I have to do for those 2 weeks. So let's get into it.
After getting a little overwhelmed, I sat down and asked ChatGPT to help me break each project into smaller tasks and create a full plan for the next 2 weeks. Honestly, I love planning things by myself, but sometimes you're just getting too engaged and start to overplan. And in that case, the planning that you're supposed to do for 30 minutes takes you the whole day. And this is a week when I didn't have much spare time, so I decided to do it with ChatGPT instead. And honestly, it helped a lot. Everything suddenly felt way less overwhelming. It actually seemed doable, and I could finally see that I had just enough time to get everything done. I still had some homework due that day, so I was working on that for the rest of the evening. But the next day would be officially day 1 of the final week. In the morning, I had my job. First, hosting office hours, and then helping students at the recitation center. After that, I started working on the ANSYS finite element analysis project. It's a grouped project, and me and my friend decided to get the results done by Monday. My part was to simulate a hollow rod with a force and moment applied, and then find the stresses at certain points using ANSYS and its theoretical calculations, and then compare them. It was actually really fun and not too hard, but honestly, using the cloud computer on an iPad was testing my patience. Every time I accidentally switched the apps, the whole session would restart without saving anything. So in this video you're actually seeing my 3rd attempt of setting up the simulation. But even with all of that, I still got it done. Then me and my friend went out to get some cute ice cream and walk by the lake to celebrate our last day before the final week starts. After I came home, I went through my CFD project. For this one, I had to simulate fluid flow inside a mixing chamber, solving how it changes over time with the blades heating and cooling the fluid, all based on the given equations. This class was actually outside of my major map, so even though I knew it would take a lot of time, I was really excited to work on it. As I was planning, I started writing out all the important equations and definitions on paper, which turned out to be a huge mistake, because I kept forgetting those papers at home. I started the day by writing the structure for my CFD code on paper and going through the lecture slides to figure out the right algorithm. This was pretty much the only finals work I did that day, because honestly, finals week is always a real challenge for me, for a reason that I have to force myself to start to work on a project which deadline is in 1 week, while I have a homework that I have to submit this evening. And yeah, prioritizing the task based on its importance rather than its due date is really important during the final week. Later, I tried coding a little on my iPad, and it quickly became clear that it wasn't going to handle it. That was the first time I really felt stuck. Like, what if I can't even run the thing I'm supposed to finish next week? So, after scrolling through the Apple website for a while, let's just say a big decision was made. I woke up super excited. It felt like Christmas morning. Got an Uber and went straight to the Apple store. I got a new MacBook Air with the M4 chip in the new blue color. And yes, I loved it. I couldn't even wait until getting to the campus and unboxed it right in the car. which was, by the way, the driverless taxi, which was so amazing. Later that day at the library, I set everything up and started working on finishing my ANSYS simulation part. By the evening, I also completed 3 more homework assignments. Honestly, getting a laptop right before the finals is the best motivation boost. I started the morning by finishing all the theoretical calculations for the Aerospace structure project. After running the simulations, I added all the resultant plots from my ANSYS into final document. After that, I switched over to working on the laboratory assignment for high-speed aerodynamics. This time I was finally making notes on my iPad instead of just paper, which made everything way easier to access. For this lab, I had to solve the Prandtl-Glauert equation for a thin airfoil using CFD methods. In the evening, I took a small break and went for a walk around one of my favorite parts of Tempe at night. It felt really nice to relax for a bit after a full day of studying. Even though I thought I was finally done with the homework, I found out I still had one more structures assignment due. So most of my day went into finishing that homework and studying for the structures exam, which was coming up in 2 days. It definitely wasn't the most exciting day, but I had to get it done. On Wednesday morning, I finally got the CFD code running and outputting the correct plots, showing the evolution of the fluid inside the chamber, so a big part of this project was completed. After that, I started writing the Aero Lab report. In the evening, I went to Starbucks to change the environment a bit, since I literally cannot work and sit in the same spot for the whole day. There, I was working on the practice exam for the Aerospace structured class, since the exam was going to be the next day. Since I actually had to look in, instead of watching something, I was writing the cheat sheet while eating dinner.
Today I woke up extremely early compared to the whole previous week, just because I have to go to the library, meet with my friend, and I also have to print the cheat sheets. So I'm going to go now to not be late, and I'll see you after the exam.
Right before the exam, I realized that I didn't have the necessary software installed. I literally had to install it 2 minutes before starting the exam. The exam itself went okay, but the day wasn't over. Later, me and my friend finished the extra credit orbital mechanics practice exam. In the evening, I had another class, orbital mechanics. During the class, the professor was solving the practice exam, which I have just solved. So, since I had the deadlines that day, I decided to work on the lab report during the class. The rest of the evening was spent finishing lab 4. At that point, I was so tired I didn't even know if the sentences I was writing made sense. But I had to continue no matter what. At midnight, I finally submitted it. 29 pages, 60 equations, and 5,700 words. And I was actually happy with it. Right after submitting the laboratory assignment for the high-speed aerodynamics, I had to start working on the CFD project. I was still pretty stressed because there were parts I hadn't figured out yet. But after working on it for about an hour and a half, I finally got the right outputs for all sections of the project. That meant that the only things left were running the full code and writing the final report, which I could do during the day. So at least I was able to go to sleep without stressing about coding part anymore. I mean, no stress was impossible. The next day, besides the project, I had to do an exam, participation activity, and 2 quizzes. So yeah, the day was going to be crazy. In the morning, I had work, hosting office hours and helping at the recitation center. So I used the time to make some final corrections to my code and try creating a movie of the results in MATLAB for the first time. After my work, I went to the Starbucks and started to write my project while simultaneously running the code. For my final solution verification, I had to run the solutions for different mesh sizes, starting at 32 and ending at 512. So my code literally took 2 hours to run. I spent the whole evening working on the report. Writing out all the equations and method used took way longer than I expected. I finished the report around 10:30 p.m., which meant I had about an hour and a half left to complete the rest of the assignments that were due that day. While I was finishing the report, I was also watching the videos for my humanities elective class, Death and Cross-Cultural Perspective. So I was prepared for the online final exam. I remember looking at the clock and thinking, there is no way I'm finishing it. But somehow I did, and I'm extremely happy with that.
Today is Saturday and it's finally a day with no assignments due. So today is going to be a semi-rest day. Why semi? Because I still have to hold the final exam review session for the statics class, the class I'm taking for. So right now I'm going to prepare for that a bit and then How's the review session?
The review session went really well, even though it took much longer than I expected, almost 3 hours. I really enjoy hosting the exam review sessions. It's a great opportunity to help students and also practice my teaching skills, which I find really fun. For the rest of the day, I just let myself to chill a bit, since that day I did not have any urgent assignments due. That day, me and my friend met on campus to finish writing the technical report for the project. It took us about 2 hours to complete everything and submit it. After that, I went home and completed the lab reports for the same class. In the lab, I had to use experimental data for the lab session to find the material properties and compare them to the theoretical values. It was a really easy assignment, so I finished it in about 2 hours.
I just finished the last final project that I had to do this term, and I'm so excited and relieved that this week is done. And honestly, I'm really happy with the work I did during this final week. So, 3 more finals to do, and the third year of engineering will be officially done. I'm so happy with that.
This day I woke up really early, and from the morning until late evening I was working on writing my formula sheets and solving problems. I've spent around 12 hours straight writing notes for the aerodynamics exam. Halfway through the day I honestly started feeling numb, like I was absorbing nothing, just writing non-stop. But I think it was worth it. Since I had 2 exams the next day, there was a lot to go through. So, ignoring all the advice from the internet about sleep and productivity, I ended up going to bed around 2 am.
Today I woke up at 6 am and I already got ready, so now I'm going to go to the library to print the cheat sheets that I wrote yesterday. And also I will definitely have to get some cold brew just to not fall asleep during the exam. Okay, at this point it's already been a few hours after I submitted my exam, because I was so tired I had to take a nap. But I think the exam went fine, like I'm not worried about my grades. I'm sure that one was good. Like I was prepared for it for sure. And now I'm going to prepare a bit for the signals exam and I'm going to take it. Okay, so I think I just did the best exam for the whole finals week. I got 100 points plus extra credit, so it went really amazing. And yeah, now I'm just going to finally sleep. I'm so tired for the whole day, so I'll see you tomorrow.
In the morning, I was preparing for the orbitals exam by reviewing my graded practice assignment and comparing it to the solutions that the professor went over during the class. After that, I went to proctor the exam for the class I'm taking for. I didn't film anything there because I think it would felt a bit weird, but everything I did there was give the exam to the students, proctor the exam and answer the students' question if I was allowed to, and then I took the exams, counted them, and that was it. The whole thing took me about 2 hours, and after that my TA job for the spring was officially over. Last exam day. I went to the library in the morning to finish my formula sheet for the class, but then it was the time to print the notes and head in.
Okay, I just finished the exam 30 minutes ago and I just came home, and the only thing I want to say about this exam is that we definitely needed much more time. It's just that the equation we use in this class are like this long and it takes so much time to put them in calculator. I don't know, when I'm doing the homeworks I'm like using photomath and stuff like that, so I'm definitely not used to using the calculators. But other than that, even when I didn't have time to solve the stuff, I wrote my steps of how I would solve it. I wrote all equations in bullet format, so I'm definitely getting enough partial credit. So in general, I would say the exam was good. But I'm done with the college and I'm excited because tomorrow I'm going to the gym, I'm going to the concert, and I'm going to enjoy the summer break.
So, third year of engineering, it's hard, really hard. And if I had one piece of advice, it would be don't overload yourself. Focus on your core classes, give yourself some space to breathe, and don't try to do everything at once. This year, I took extra classes and added a lot of responsibilities on top. And while I did finish the term with good results, I honestly did not enjoy the last 4 months. Don't get me wrong, I still love my major. But it's definitely much harder to enjoy something when it's the only thing in your life and you don't have time for anything else. I have definitely learned from that and I would not recommend you to repeat my mistakes. But now, summer break is officially here and I'm really excited for what's coming next. So make sure to follow me on YouTube, Instagram and TikTok. There is a lot of fun content coming soon. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.